If Kylie Jenner at age 21 can become the world's youngest quote-unquote self-made billionaire, then the rest of us should be able to become at least millionaires. In reality, there are millions of super rich people in the United States. People are on track to make $1 million even more often. But for every future millionaire, there are millions of people who will never be financially free or have a net worth even close to 1 million. Why? Let's answer that later. Here's another fact. People may be complaining that 2020 has been a terrible year, but in reality, it has been one of the best chances in a decade. Many of you are probably wondering, how on earth could a pandemic be an opportunity of the decade? What you need to do is to look at the numbers. 5 million new millionaires were counted in 2020. Yes, 2020 saw a record-breaking 5 million new millionaires. And that is not coincidental. One of the history's wealthiest individuals, Nathan Rothschild, said, "The time to buy is when there's blood on the streets." And he amassed his fortune by capitalizing on every crisis that arose in his life. There are others that feel the same way as him. Warren Buffett also quoted, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." Since everyone is hurting in a crisis, valuable assets are sold at a discount, and investors are hesitant to put money into the market, meaning that competition eases. There are many routes to success, however, and that is only one of them. Most individuals don't succeed because they can't grasp the fundamentals of capitalism. I agree with you that the system is flawed and far from ideal, but it does serve its intended purpose for the vast majority of people. We have already made a lot of videos about how capitalism works, how the stock market works, and how the economy works. But before you watch any of that, you have to start with your mindset, as it controls the other aspects of your life. In this video, we'll take you to the 5 habits that you should quit to become a millionaire. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and that little notification bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of our video updates. Plus, it helps us spread the Thrive Wise love to help more people thrive wisely. Now, let's begin. Number 1. Thinking low about yourself. The way we think about ourselves has a real effect on how much money we make. People who are sure of themselves and like themselves tend to act in ways that help them take advantage of chances to make more money. People with low self-esteem, on the other hand, and have negative thought patterns tend to hurt their own chances of making money. People who don't think they're good enough or capable will look at their past failures to back up how bad they feel about themselves. This in turn will slow their financial growth. People who have a good attitude and have a strong sense of self-worth will look at what they've done in the past and know that they can do well financially in the future. Most people think that all they deserve is a good and normal life. There's nothing wrong with that. But let me ask you a simple question. How can you do great things if you don't think you deserve them? This all starts with how you feel about yourself. It doesn't matter if you've had a hard life or if you failed miserably in the past or if you didn't do well in school or college. You need to believe in yourself. You have to think that you're good enough. Yes, most of the people who have done amazing things are just like you. Only a small number of them are born with special skills. Yes, you might need a little luck to knock someone off the Forbes billionaire list, but anyone can make a few $1,000,000, especially in this age of the internet. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can make it as long as you believe in yourself first and know that the rest will follow. Number 2. Trying to be perfect at the first try. One of the things that keeps a lot of smart and talented people from reaching their full potential is this habit. They're afraid of being wrong. They worry about what people will think, so they want to make sure everything is perfect before they actually do it. Perfectionism is great, but in reality, it's very hard to be perfect from the very start. Life is made so that you try, fail, figure out what went wrong, and try again. I'm sure you've had at least a few great ideas, but you never put them into action because you were waiting for the right time. Or you started but gave up because it took so long to get it right, so you put it off. Let me tell you a secret. If Thomas Edison had known how useless light bulbs were, he never would have made them. Everything about it was bad, but he didn't care. You see, he failed more or less 10,000 times before arriving at the right filament. And guess what? Edison, when interviewed how he felt about that failure, just casually said, "I have not failed 10,000 times. I've successfully found 10,000 ways that won't work." His goal was to get a little better with each step. And he has proved that, as nowadays, light bulbs are known to be one of the most needed inventions ever. One reason why perfection is your enemy is that you won't be able to delegate because no one else will care as much about your thing as you do. Because of this, you'll try to do everything yourself because you want to be in charge of everything. But this will slow you down. In the beginning, it's okay to lower your standards a little bit so you can move faster. If you don't, you'll never start. So stop waiting to be perfect and just do it, as Nike says. Number 3. Comparing yourself to others. When you're on social media, it's hard not to compare yourself to other people. Your body isn't good enough, your clothes aren't cool enough, and your house, well, doesn't look lively enough. Sometimes it might even make you feel like you aren't enough. This is one of the things most people do that keeps them from being financially free. Everyone compares themselves to everyone else and tries to look like them. Your friend got a brand new car, so now you want one too. If you don't have one, you feel like a failure. You might not be able to afford these things, and that's not the best financial move for you right now. You might have done better to save money and put it to work. The thing is, you are a one-of-a-kind person. Everyone's lives, skills, talents, and situations are different from yours. Your path to financial freedom will be different from anyone else's. If you do what other people do, you will likely fail just like most people do. Also, when you compare yourself to other people, you start to feel jealousy and anger. This feeling will make it hard for you to think straight, and you'll start to make decisions that aren't good for you in the long run. Okay, we're about halfway through this video, so I'd like you to help me out in some way. Immediately pause this video and please do me a huge favor by clicking like, and if you are new, kindly click subscribe. If you did, you're great, and we really appreciate your help. Rest assured, we'll bring you more videos that will help you thrive wisely. And going back. Number 4. Constantly complaining. Most people complain about something once every minute, according to research. Complaining is tempting because it feels good. But just like smoking or eating a pound of bacon for breakfast, it's not good for you. Your brain likes to work as efficiently as possible and doesn't like to work harder than it has to. When you do the same thing over and over like complaining, your neurons connect to each other to make it easier for information to flow. This makes it much easier to repeat the behavior in the future. So easy in fact that you might not even realize you're doing it. You see, there are actually two kinds of people. Reactive and proactive. People who are always complaining about everything are reactive, while people who try to solve problems are proactive. Now, what do these people do? Reactive people say that the government is corrupt and that every president they elect is bought off by corporations. Some also say that Wall Street is always taking advantage of them. This sense of being a victim isn't going to get you anywhere. A person with a victim mentality blames everyone else for everything that goes wrong in their life. It could be their partner, friend, coworker, or friends' fault. They don't take any responsibility and say that they can't change what's happening. On the other hand, a person who is proactive would say, okay, the system is broken and the politicians aren't gonna help me. So what can I do to reach my financial goals? These people choose to learn more about money by reading a few books. They spend some of that time learning about how the stock market works instead of playing video games. They try to save money so that they can start their own business. Their mindset goes to this: I can do a lot of different things. So even though there are problems all around me, I'd rather focus on what I can do and ignore what I can't. Number 5. Fearing failure. Failure is a normal thing to be afraid of. That's just the way people are. You never want to look like a loser. Your friends and family will remind you that they told you not to do that, but you didn't listen, that's why you didn't pass. When you fail, you feel bad in front of other people. But failing is an important part of being a person. When you were a baby, you probably didn't know how to walk, but you tried. I don't know you, but I'm sure that neither the first nor the second time you tried, you were successful. You probably tried to learn how to walk for a few months. Some babies learn to walk before they turn 1 year old. Some take 14, 16, or even months longer. Imagine being too scared to try to walk. Now, how about talking? Some babies learn to talk in the first few months, while others take twice as long. Some babies like Einstein didn't learn how to talk until they are 3 years old. Yes, he took longer than ever to learn how to talk, even though he had a very high IQ. But here's a question. Do you remember how many times you failed? No. And that's the thing about everything. Yes, it's awful to fail, but after a lot of tries, you eventually succeed and forget about all the times you failed. No matter what you're trying to do, whether it's getting a great job, raising money for your startup, or building a popular YouTube channel, I know that money doesn't tell you how successful you are. As long as you're happy, you're successful. But money is a good way to measure what you've done. Like it or not, it goes like this. You got a better job, you get money for your work. More people were helped by your business, you get money for your work, etc. So as long as you try to be a better version of yourself and keep trying, stop blaming others for your failures. Have high self-esteem and start doing things without being perfect. You should be able to reach your financial goals quickly. Well, that's basically the 5 things you need to let go to become a millionaire. And thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this, then you will probably learn a lot more from watching our other videos. Simply click on the screen right now and you can go and watch that. Do you want to learn more on how to thrive wisely? What videos would you want to watch next? Feel free to comment down below. And please don't forget to click the subscribe button to see more videos on how to thrive wisely. Till next time.